second topic, shall we? Who wants to introduce it?
I don't remember.
Okay, so not meta.
No, I remember it. I can introduce it if you want.
Go ahead.
All right, so obviously we're getting kind of that close to the end of the year. We might be like, in that starting to head into that home stretch before the last 3 months, and we've got some games coming up. Nothing crazy, but that's like the start of
just insane.
Yeah, just insane. Nothing crazy, just insane. Some might say even maddening. What are your guys? Call of Cthulhu reference. Oh.
I thought you were referencing Madden.
No. Oh no.
He would never.
I would never.
I was like,
ever. I wouldn't even look. I wouldn't even. I wouldn't even address that game by its first name.
Kick him off the Discord.
You have been removed from this channel.
I need to make a channel called the Shadow Realm. We can banish people too. But anyways.
So with the games coming up, we've got September games. Obviously, like starting in 2 days, we'll have September here, and then after that's October. What are some games you're looking forward to in those months?
You go, Tets. Go. I want to hear what Tets is excited about.
Why me? What did I do?
I'm putting you on the
Call
spot.
Of Cthulhu.
Well, there goes my discussion. I also said.
Why are you guys excited for Call of Cthulhu then?
Because it's
spooky, scary ghost, bro.
Scary ghost.
It's really ghost.
But it's first player.
But it's also Lovecraft, and from what I've
First
seen,
person.
and I know we talked about this in a previous episode, but from what I've seen, they have done
one.
Yeah, the last one.
It is a previous episode.
It is. They've done a great job of really modeling what it means to explore Lovecraftian horror. Like, it's not just tentacles and things beyond comprehension, gasp. Like, it's all of these other minor nuances to his writing that, from what we've seen from the gameplay videos, seems to, they've actually been able to work it into the gameplay of this game. And I know that there's been plenty of attempts at Lovecraftian games before, and how much can you really do it right? Because part of the horror of Lovecraft is a lack of agency for the main character. And so how do you take away player agency and allow it to still be fun? Right? Like,
yeah.
That's hard to do, but from what we've seen so far, I think they're doing a pretty good job with it, and I'm pretty excited to see how they're going to do that to make me feel like this character I'm playing is like borderlining on insanity, but it's not just an insanity here, right? It's not just like, oh yeah, because we're playing Lovecraft, you now have to manage sanity. End of statement. Like, that gets so...
Yeah, a lot of games do like a sanity meter, like it's, I don't know, an oil stick, and you're just sticking it into the car and checking if it's, bad and you need to change it or not.
And it's not a bad mechanic by any means, but it is an old mechanic. like it doesn't do as good a job.
I don't think I've ever seen sanity done in a game well.
The only one that I've...
what's it called for GameCube was awesome.
Yes, there was a very good one.
Yes, I remember what you call it for GameCube.
What's it called?
TM, that was a great
I know
game.
what you're talking about.
Oh my god, I can't remember.
Well, while you think about that, from an RPG standpoint, Don't Rest Your Head actually does a great job, and that's one
Eternal Darkness is what you're thinking.
Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem.
Eternal Darkness was a wonderful ad.
Where it would make your TV cut on and off and stuff.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that one.
Yeah, it was actually very well done. There was points in the game where it would suddenly go to a blue screen and then tell you that your game's restarted. You need to you'll have to start over. Your file's been deleted.
Break the fourth wall.
Yes, the game would go completely out of its way to screw with you as a player and do a lot of things that you just wouldn't expect. It would even tell you that your controller is disconnected at one point, and it would actually cause your character to stop doing what they were doing for a short period of time. But if you just waited like a quick moment and then started playing again, your controller would still be plugged in.
That's some straight up Psycho Mantis shit.
Yeah, they would do that kind of shit. It was great. It was absolutely great, and you still had to kind of watch your... Yeah, you still had to watch your dipstick sanity meter, but
so having not played the game, is it one of those where if your dipstick got too high, that would happen more often?
Yes. Once you got is it like it went up, essentially your sanity would it would cause these kind of things. It was this green bar that would decrease when you were spotted by an enemy. And then like when it got low, there'd be first subtle changes, but then like as you got more and more low, the changes become bigger and bigger, like to the point where if it's empty, it would just do like crazy stuff.
Interesting.
So it was
Well-
it was a very interesting way of doing it, and it was probably one of the best ways.
Well, again, at some later point, I'll actually talk about Don't Rest Your Head. It's done by Evil Hat Productions, who also do Fate. Surprise, surprise. But they actually have a dice mechanic based off of Insanity, and like, well, they call it Madness, but Insanity, where you can permanently take more dice. But the problem was, like, if you rolled high or in that particular dice pool, the chance for something worse to happen to you would go up, essentially. So you could use more dice to succeed, but it would cause more sanity breaking stuff to happen. But
I want to see, like, I'm super excited for it. I mean, like, I don't mean to cut you off, but here I go.
oh yeah, you're fine.
I'm just excited to see a Lovecraftian game. I'm just
Period. Like,
yeah.
let's be honest. When was the last time we saw a true, pure Lovecraftian game? Not something that just.
I think it was a
Lovecraft onto
number. I think it was a number of years ago. There was like
Eternal Darkness.
No, not Eternal Darkness. I think it was
No,
like
I
a
know.
horror of. I think it was like not a horror of Dunwich, but it was another game.
There was one. Granted, I think this was more of an indie game, but there was one called Eldritch that came out not long ago, which was like this procedural dungeon-based semi-Minecrafty game that was entirely based off of the Lovecraft mythos.
There was Call of Cthulhu: Dark Corners of the Earth, which came out in 2005, and it was definitely something. It was an okay game.
Okay,
It
Eldritch
didn't
was
really-
2013.
It didn't really do anything super spectacular, though. And then you had like games like obviously like Alone in the Dark was had a lot of Eldritch horror stuff. Do we count like little moments in other games? Like Secret World, which like had stuff all around that kind of stuff.
No, or at least not for me, because like when you have it as a tip of the hat, that's awesome, that's fun, that's entertaining. But I want a whole game where I feel like I am freaking in the middle of the Mountains of Madness. I'm one of those sailors on the boat during the Call of Cthulhu encounter. Like, give me something. Like, I want to be the detective who discovers the horrors at Red Hook. Like, I want that kind of a game. Like, I don't know.
What about Sherlock Holmes: The Awakened? That dealt with Cthulhu stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Forgot about that game.
yeah. I don't even know what came out. What was the only
No,
one about-
World of Warcraft, the old gods. No.
Actually,
you.
they actually did good job. with the good stuff.
Sherlock Holmes: The Awakened was 2007.
Okay, so then
2007.
Okay, so then yeah, 2 years after Dark Corners of the Earth. So I mean, it's I think like this kind of just points out like it's been a really long time since like anything true to
Just a pure
a
Eldritch
horror game has really come out
Yeah.
in some time. So I'm just glad to see
I mean,
a Cthulhu based game coming out, and I'm really glad to see that the way they're going to go about sanity is far more subtle.
yeah.
And it can affect a lot of how the ending comes out, and it's going to affect like
Well-
is the clue that you found that you start turning into even an actual clue when some NPCs like that never happened. What the fuck are you talking?
Well, like, one of the big things I thought was awesome, and again, very quintessentially Lovecraftian that I feel like you don't see as much. If you try to complete everything in the game and you try to get every single clue you possibly get, if you're a completionist like I am,
You're probably gonna get the bad ending.
you're going to get the bad ending because
Yeah.
you're going to go fucking insane because the information is way too much for your measly little human mind to comprehend.
I mean, like at the end of the day, Cthulhu is kind of like based off the ideas that the more information that you know, the better you are able to combat him, but the more harm you are doing to
But-
yourself.
But you're not combating him. You're putting him back to sleep to delay him for somebody else's problem.
That is combating him. That's what I mean by when you're combating him.
You're not
just
fighting,
delaying. You are delaying the problem.
You're not setting up a missile launcher to fire at Dagon. You're like, please go back to sleep.
So I'm very excited to see a game based off of a series that I really love, and I'm really hoping this does well. Okay. Oh wait, there might have been a game called Cthulhu: The Wasteland.
Oh, when did Cthulhu Saves the World come out? That was an RPG Maker game.
I do not count that. I am not counting that.
That doesn't count at all.
Call of the Cthulhu Wasteland was a tactical role-playing game that was released in 2012. It was abysmal, apparently. So,
Okay.
There you go. How about, okay, we've talked about enough about Cthulhu. We're taking up the spot there. Mao, just come on. Let us know what you want to see.
Ours might be the same.
My top pick comes out in
5 days.
5 days.
All right, it's time.
Well,
I think.
what is that game, Mel?
Well, it's a little thing called Dragon Quest XI.
Okay, because I was going to say God Wars: The Complete Legend, which also comes out in 5 days. I thought you were going to pick
Dragon Quest XI.
Not Super Street, the game?
The only game that matters.
Yeah, I mean, Dragon Quest XI comes out so I guess it's been out in Japan
for a year.
Yeah,
Jeez.
but we're getting it September 4th.
I don't know why that's still a thing.
Because they had to localize the game.
Right.
They had to get all those English voice actors, because Dragon Quest doesn't have voice acting in Japan.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm going to be miserable.
Yeah, some of them aren't that great at times.
No, they're not good at all, some of them.
Oof.
But the game, everything I've heard about the game makes it sound so good. I love the Dragon Quest series. It's one of my favorites.
The embargo released this week, and everybody's just been unloading thoughts on the game, and I've been like, I just want it in my hand now.
Dragon Quest 1 and 2 on the Game Boy Color.
Yeah, Game Boy Color.
Was the first game that I, chose and bought for myself. And I've loved it ever since. We got Dragon Quest 9, but I don't think it got much play. It was on a handheld console. Dragon Quest 8 came out in 2005, which is basically the main.
It's so old. It had the Final Fantasy 12 demo disc on it.
Right.
Whatever happened to 10?
10 was an MMO.
An
MMO for the Wii.
Yep.
Ooh, wow, that's a
Weirdly.
bold move, Cotton.
Right. But yeah, this one just looks great. It looks so good, and I've been hearing a lot of people are like, basically the worst thing people can say about it is it's a Japanese RPG, like a traditional Japanese RPG.
Yeah, so if you don't like them, you're not going to like
Wait. Does that mean endless grinding, horrific amounts of money?
I've heard that the grinding is not isn't really there.
There's hardly any. You don't have
to. But it is
grind
80 hours for the story.
Yeah, so long game.
Well, this doesn't. Okay, well, at least it hits the time for a Japanese RPG, probably. Then
and it's turn based.
I mean, that's not bad.
You can move your character around in the battle, but it
doesn't matter.
Nothing.
It's just something for you to do.
You would just end up seeing me circle around again and again.
It's pirouettes.
You can blacksmith your weapons. There's a blacksmithing mini game now.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Forge your weapon. Go.
Get puff puff.
I saw one article about you were upset with what was it? What's the game? Octopath Traveler. Octopath's how the characters interacted. Mm-hmm. This is definitely a game you'll be happy with. The characters, I guess, are
yeah.
It's the story about how the Dragon Quest always has basically there's a big bad guy, you got to stop him, but it's the character interactions that are really nice.
Have you heard? How much have you read about the setting, Mal?
After 4, I know that it ties to 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
Or might tie to 1, 2, and 3, which is great because I love 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
3 is one of, or might be, I don't know. It's tied with 8 for favorite at the moment.
Yeah. And the monster designs are, of course,
and
amazing.
Dragon Quest is just prolific in Japan. basically the thing that started Japanese RPGs as we know them.
They forced them to come out on Saturdays because so many people called out of work and disrupted the Japanese workforce.
Left school.
That's one of those rumors that is not proven, but they do always come out on Saturdays.
It's pretty much true.
And they also they're the origin of a lot of mechanics. Like they had monster catching before Pokemon came out.
Mm-hmm. And like Persona does that a little bit now too, and Shin Megami Tensei.
Yep. They have a lot of they're like the grandfather of JRPGs.
Yeah. They're the reason probably why Square went off the deep end with Final Fantasy after they acquired Enix.
Yeah.
That's my theory anyways.
Yeah, because Enix it was originally it's from Enix, not Square.
Mm-hmm. So they're like, we literally can't change Dragon Warrior. If we change that, everybody will lose it. So we'll experiment with Final Fantasy series instead.
Right.
Ugh. How well that turned out.
I know, right?
I mean, it created the best game of all time, right?
Yeah, Final Fantasy 15. And the best video game protagonist of all time. Prince Noctis Lucius Colin. Rest in peace, noble prince.
Trigger him out. Don't trigger him out.
I'm not. Let's just move on.
He's the prince we needed and the prince we deserved.
So, does anybody have anything else they're excited about?
Yeah. Dude, there's 6 games I'm going to buy probably for the rest of the year. Wow. Which is
I know Spider-Man's looking good. I don't know.
Dragon Quest. I'm going to get Spider-Man.
Really land
Spider-Man
on
looks great.
I actually really want Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
I'm going to get Assassin's Creed.
None of you want to get Yokai Watch Blasters?
No.
I really want Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Mega Man 11.
They're adding more RPG elements.
Yeah.
It's
got waifus.
And the BioWare waifus.
Yeah.
One that I did not expect to have a release coming out that I am excited about a little bit is Lego DC Supervillains.
Yeah. You just play as all the villains?
I don't know, but I think it's a villain-based game.
That segues into our rumored third topic, the Lego video games.
You couldn't even finish it. You couldn't even finish it.
I know. I can't finish anything tonight. That's the theme.
But it's Lego games. Lego games are not hard to finish.
Don't you also want Soul Calibur 6?
Yeah,
I want Soul Calibur 6.
I'm excited about that too. I'm not gonna get it, but I think one of my friends will.
Excited.
I mean, Soul Calibur 6 is probably one of the few fighting games that I absolutely adore.
I have
so much.
I have not.
Guy?
Yes, I have as well, and he looks way over the top. I'm loving it.
Yep.
As well as what?
I have not bought. not bought.
I heard that.
A Soul Calibur game since it first came out. Like, since Soul Edge.
Honestly, you missed out because 2 was probably one of the best ones to come out.
No, that's what I'm saying, is that like, I've bought every single one since they started coming out.
Okay.
I have been with Soul Calibur since its beginning, and it is to me the quintessential fighting game, if only because it's the one that I always return to. I love Soul Calibur so
I don't know what
much.
is like. I don't really care all that much for like, a lot of 2D fighting games, but Soul Calibur it clicked with me.
They're putting out Steins Gate on the Switch.
Yes, they are. They got like.
Dude, I'm gonna get that.
No one cares.
I never got to play Steins Gate.
Wow, just shit on something
Put in
else.
I want the waifu from Steins Gate into Soul Calibur. If you can put Yoda in the game, you can put in him.
Hey, you can always. There is always create a character.
They did confirm.
Yeah.
Hey, Pathfinder Kingmaker.
It's a shame. Yeah. It's a shame that Noctis is already in Tekken.
Oh yeah.
It would have been perfect. That was actually something that blew my mind. I was like, why is he in Tekken?
Freaking what's his name? Negan's going to be in Tekken. So.
Are you saying that Tekken characters can't be in Soul Calibur?
Yes, it's actually
Soul Calibur.
Hey, Hachi and Soul Calibur 3 on the PS2 exclusive.
No,
you
never
bastards.
happened. Never.
I mean, also Yoshimitsu, but
no, that's
Yoshimitsu
doesn't count either.
I'm just saying,
he's
never probably
happened.
not going to have exclusives between the same exclusive.
No, guys,
Yoshimitsu is kind of same and not.
It's due to the copyright laws we were talking about that are very technical. They can't actually have them in both games.
Yeah, RDR 2 is going to do gangbusters.
Oh yeah,
man, I'm so I am so looking forward to RDR 2.
I've never played Red Dead Redemption or
It's
anything.
good. It's really good.
I have not either, which is really funny why I'm so excited.
I mean, I'm not really into the game, Grand Theft Auto, so I
Yeah.
just never played it on horseback.
It is a good story.
To be honest, the only reason why I never played it was just I never had the cash to buy it every time I thought about it. Like, I always would have bought it, and I never did.
Yeah, re-release it for $15. PlayStation, Microsoft, what are you doing? Pokemon, I'm super excited for as well. It's probably, I don't know if it's
Let's go Eevee and let's go Pikachu.
Yeah, right? I'm looking forward to that.
Talking about re-releases, Spyro Trilogy, is that still slated for
It got delayed,
November?
but I think it's still coming out. November.
I am so excited about Spyro. Spyro was my jam back then.
You know, she could probably props this. Freaking Mega Man 11 is going to be coming
Mega Man
out.
11. I'll be getting that too.
Yeah, that's
that'll be
legit.
a quick, nice little play it in a day game.
Yeah.
And then in December we have Just Cause 4 with that sweet tornado action.
Hey, don't get ahead of yourself here. We aren't on November.
Oh yeah, we're also getting. All right,
Persona 3
no,
dancing
that was 2
in
days
Moonlight.
ago. Never mind.
What happened? What happened to Dorku? Is he still down in the basement and dead? No. Okay. We're not going to tell you anything about the story. It's all a dream.
If you are a fan of The Walking Dead, that's coming out. Final season.
I think the first episode just came out, or is about to.
And, first episode has already come out.
More ports to the Switch.
Yes.
All the
and
ports.
then,
Child of
Dark
Light.
Souls.
World Ends with You. Dark Souls.
Disgaea 1.
Dark Souls Remastered is coming out on the Switch the same day they're releasing the whole Dark Souls trilogy for the Xbox.
Everything else.
PS4 and Xbox One.
It's gonna die. It's gonna die before it even had a chance to breathe. That's dying on the operating table.
Fallout 76 should be or could be pretty big, and then Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
I hope those games do so well.
I might actually pick up Pathfinder Kingmaker. I might actually do it.
I don't know anything
I've been
about
looking
it.
at it. I didn't actually
of it.
remember. I hadn't actually ever committed the name to memory, but I've been watching it since they announced it.
I mean, I love myself some tabletop RPG game and stuff.
I love isometric RPGs.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm potentially partial to this.
I'll probably wait till
is-
y'all play it and then say something about it.
I mean, the only downside is I kind of like the turn-based stuff, and it is a real time with. I don't know.
Yeah,
why
it's
that's
like
a thing.
Baldur's Gate or something.
It features a real-time with pause combat system in isometric perspective.
It's like Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, it's like Baldur's Gate.
Pause, choose all your actions, unpause.
Yep.
I'm curious. I mean, this, I assume, like, I don't know. I might get it, and then then I might want to hold off because I assume like a year or two from now, people will have ported like every Pathfinder rule into a mod or something in existence.
I
can play every class I want.
I not only expect it, I not only believe it, I expect it to happen.
Yeah,
that's to all the modders out there. Get to it, chop.
Because like Neverwinter Nights had that. Like Neverwinter Nights 2 had like a lot of 3.5 rules later, people modding it and stuff. I assume like Pathfinder with all of its expansive rule set will probably get mods based on those.
I mean, it's quite literally the tabletop dream.
Yeah.
It's just to get your tabletop game into a video
Someone do
game.
it with 5e rules and you will never see me again. So
I don't know. I thought the same thing for Persona 5, but then you eventually emerged from your deep dark cave.
Well, it's only 140 hours to get the platinum trophy in that game.
Yeah.
Oh.
I will say one expansion I'm interested in, and I want to go back to, but I don't know that I will. Destiny 2.
Yeah,
the Forsaken.
It's looking real good, but
it looks really good, and the story I am already invested based off of the trailers that are out.
You
but
talk
at the same
again.
time,
Your silence protagonist is gone. Matt Mercer's back as the male human, and then other
Yay!
characters are back. But Matt Mercer was in the trailer, so
Nice.
But like at the same time, Nathan Fillion dies.
well, it's not even Nathan Fillion. It's Nolan North is playing Cade in that.
That's true.
Yeah, Nathan North.
He's the Matthew Mercer to his
Fillion's
Troy Breaker.
right.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah, Nathan Fillion was apparently had conflicts. But Yeah.
You know what I mean, though. Cade's dead.
We now know how long it will take to play through Spider-Man. 20 hours on average.
That's incredibly short.
So just a day for you?
I was gonna say that sounds
that was
like
God of War. It took me like a month.
I'm hoping that means that there's multiple endings because I'm going to be very sad if the whole of the game is only 20 hours.
Does RDR2
for a Western game is a long game?
I guess it's hard to say right now, but do we think RDR2 will beat out God of War for Game of the Year?
Already what's what?
I could see
Red
it
Dead Redemption
giving
2.
Oh, okay.
I could see it giving it a run for its money, but at the same time, it's going to be both more fresh towards end of the year and also not have been around long enough to gain as
or
much
does
of a
Peter
steam.
Parker pull web out of his ass?
I think
Yeah. I mean,
think it will make more money than God of War, but I don't think it will be considered a better game, like from
I would agree with that.
like a critical standpoint.
We'll see.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Those games are pretty critically lauded.
Yeah,
Well,
Red Dead Redemption 2,
But
took
they were
off.
critically
That was a
loud.
rocket.
Right, but it was more because fans loved it than from a technical standpoint. Red Dead Redemption 1 wasn't exactly the creme de la creme of game mechanics, or like it was fun, it was great, but it wasn't
God of War isn't either. Let me tell you.
No, it isn't, but I could see it
All
being
subjective.
more, yeah.
With its faux heady themes and it's
I mean, you got
Naughty Dog syndrome, imposter syndrome.
You've got all your different ways to look at it. You can either subscribe to which one made more money in like a period of time and whatnot.
Yeah.
You can subscribe to which got better reviews. You can subscribe to I liked it better. I mean,
if you want me to vote God of War Game of the Year, you need to do the sequel where he goes to the Japanese mythology like they hinted at.
That's probably not the next one.
No, it's not.
It might be the one after they're done with Norse.
Yeah, the next one will be Norse too. I could see them doing like 2 games in the Norse mythology.
They also showed, what was it, Celtic, Japanese, Mayan,
and Egyptian, I think.
Egyptian, yeah. But Egyptian, and I'm good to go.
Hey, I would love if they went to Chinese mythology. I love China, man.
Well, they showed specifically 4 on like art and stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, then Japan it is. Let's go to Japan.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
let's go fight some samurai.
Yeah. Gotta kill
them all.
Amaterasu and all that.
You gotta catch them all, then you gotta kill them all.
Gotta murder Amaterasu. That's gonna be a
how do you kill a son?
Yeah, because what
with the raw sin gone. Obviously.
But what do you do when you have the whole
after you go into
and then you learn the raw sin shuriken and you throw it. Then you get your non-tailed beast chakra mode. Yeah, then you get non-tailed beast sage chakra mode.
Yeah, right.
And then you get Sage of the Six Paths non-tailed beast chakra nature mode. It gets retarded.
You went to Naruto instead of L5R. Yeah. You have now been ejected from this podcast.
We're voting you off the
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
GGFO.
No. To the Shadow Realm for you.
Banish. I'm in the.
Right,
it's the Superman glass thing flying through space.
It might be.
Yeah, we're done. We're so done. Put a fork in us. All right, this has been episode 64, Podcast of 5 Rings, your source of alignment in their own video games, tabletop, anime, film, and tech. Each episode of Podcast of 5 Rings releases Monday mornings on iTunes and SoundCloud, and talk about topic day by day on YouTube with the full video releasing on Friday. Check us out on Twitter, Podcast 5R, Facebook, P5R Podcast. You know the drill by now. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. And we're going to be playing Final Fantasy monthly mod this weekend. So, be looking forward to that. I will have it up probably sometime the week that this comes out, too. The first part of it, so. Bloop. We'll be playing it. It'll be Final Fantasy 4 is the setting, which I don't think any of you have played.
I've never.
I have. Long.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Yeah, I've played every single.
I know you have, Tets. Everybody knows that.
I've played all of them but 5.
See, I'm the opposite. I've played all of them but 4.
5 is one of the best ones, Mal.
Yeah, at this point,
it's only a third of 15.
All you need to do is emulate the best version of it. Hey, all right. Let's get out of here.
Topical.
We'll see everybody later. Goodbye.
Later.
I'm the weakest link. If I break out of the Shadow Realm, then maybe you'll see me.
Two cattywampus meta.
Catawampus.
Camp.
Cattywampus.